You're listening to Labrador Legacy. You're going to hear from Mina Campbell from Northwest River. You'll learn about her selling smelts as a child, going seal hunting, and how seals lose their white coat.
Let's get started. When were you born?
When was I born?
Yes.
July 22nd, 1963.
Where were you born?
I was born here in Northwest River when there used to be a hospital here. There used to be a hospital here.
How were you raised?
How was I raised? Like, who was I raised with? Or I was raised by my grandparents. Their names were Edna and Dan Campbell, and they were from, well, we always lived here. But yeah, I was raised by my grandparents.
Did you have any siblings?
Yes, I have a lot. I have nine siblings, and we're all over the place. And my youngest sibling is Christopher, who's Noah's dad.
What did you learn as a child?
What did I learn? Well, because I lived with my grandparents, I learned lots of stuff about like hunting and fishing and going to cabin and sewing, but mainly hunting and sewing, I'd say. Mm-hmm.
Did you help each other?
Yeah, we did help each other. We had to help each other because there was a lot to do back then when we had so many chores. Well, we used to have a house that only burned wood like our cabins do now. And so that was one thing. We had to bring in wood. And we also didn't have running water in our house, so we had to carry water. So if we wanted to wash anything or drink, we had to carry the water. That was a couple of the chores, but we did regular chores like making up our bed, doing laundry, doing dishes, odds and ends.
What were your favorite things to do?
Favorite things to do? One thing we used to do was, what? Is it Nixon or Jackson? Which one? Nixon. Nixon was talking about was catching all the smelts. We used to just go out off the beach down here and catch hundreds of smelts. And we used to sell them to the hospital. That was one of my favorite things to do, was go smelting. And then I think we used to sell them for 5 cents each.
What's smelting?
Smelts, catching smelts. The little fish.
Cushies?
No, smelts. They're smaller than trout and they're bigger than cushies.
What games did you play?
What games did we play? Well, we didn't have any video games, anything. Most of our games we would play on the beach or on the airstrip. And the airstrip, do you know where the airstrip is? Yeah. So that's all houses now, right? There was no houses there then. It was the airstrip where the planes used to land. So sometimes we'd play softball or soccer there, but we'd also play on the beach a lot. So we'd play like Steal the Bacon or Red Rover or Marbles or I Declare War Upon. Do you know those games?
Oh, I declare war upon.
Yeah, and hopscotch, and there was another one, this big square.
Hopscotch.
Yeah, hopscotch in the sand. Yeah, we would draw it out. What was that? No, it was a square. I can't remember now. But it was all drawn in the sand. Can't remember, but that's the kind of games we used to play. We'd also maybe fly kites, and I know one thing we used to really like doing was having a yo-yo. Yeah, yeah. So, it was something like that, maybe with more blocks though, and it seemed like we had to put, I don't know what it was, animals and colors. Yeah, you really make me think back very far. So Steal the Bacon, there were 2 rows of people, one here and one here, and then in the middle, you probably used a sneaker for the bacon, and everybody had a number lined up on both sides. So there was a collar, and the collar would call out the number, and the 2 people with that number would run and try to grab the sneaker and then run back.
But if they got touched, they would have.
That's right. And sometimes it used to be everybody. Everybody. I can't remember what they'd call out. But I remember one time I got a black eye because a guy banged me in the eye when I was trying to steal the bacon. We used to have one called I Declare War Upon. Do you know that one? No, it was like you had to draw a big earth and then you threw a stick and then as much as you could draw with your hand was your land. It was something like that. It was something like that. But also we had Red Rover. And again, you'd both line up and you would have to break between the arms. Say Red Rover, send somebody over.
Yeah, we played that.
Did you? And we also used to play one called Button to Button. In school, we used to play that. And I remember because you had a button, everybody had their hands like this, and one person had the button. And you go around and make out you dropped it. And then somebody would say, Button to Button, who got the button? Does Noah have the button? Something like that. And Noah would say yes or no. And if he had it, then he would have to give it. And I remember one time, one of my classmates' name was Piercy Montague, and we were going, and I gave the button to Piercy, and I said, Button to Button, who got the Piercy? So anyway, I told who had the button. So that's the kind of games we used to play. It was all games like that. No video games, no phones.
Who are your role models?
I had a couple role models. One was named Beatrice Watts. I don't know if she got any grandkids or anybody here. And also Ernie McLean, who's here. So they were my role models, my main ones. Because they used to be doing things in the community that I was involved in and that I liked doing. So when I got older, I tried to be like them and do the same. Like this. Like Beatrice would be here doing this, and so would Ernie. And Ernie still might.
What was dating like back then?
Dating? Oh my goodness. Heidi, what kind of question is that? Yeah, well, yeah, so we didn't have any phones or, I mean, we might have had one phone in our house, an old-fashioned one that you had to dial like that.
Oh,
So,
house phone?
yeah, house phone, but it wasn't even like a modern house phone. It was an old one where you had to spin the dial thingy, whatever it's called. But anyway, so I guess mostly dating, we had to meet each other outside and learn about each other that way. But we also used to set up a Labrador tent. You know what that is? Like a canvas tent. So we used to hang out in the tent and maybe we would meet somebody there. But like here, you all know everybody in Northwest River. We all knew everybody in Northwest River. But we might meet some fellers from Goose Bay too. Or maybe on the coast. Yeah, back then the dorm was here too. So there were a few more people than besides just Northwest River people. So we might have maybe we dated some dorm people. But it was the same as now. You meet somebody and then you hang out.
What was your favorite thing about Northwest River?
Well, before Northwest River, we didn't have a bridge, right? We only had a cable car. My favorite thing wasn't the cable car, but it was that we were like closer community because we did lots more things in Northwest River because we couldn't go Goose Bay because we didn't have vehicles, most of us. And I think that might be it, is that we were more isolated. Like, I don't think I found it good back then, but now I think I find it better, yeah.
What was it like going across the river on cable car?
Sometimes, most of the times it was okay, but if it was windy, it was scary because the cable car would be blowing. And also, sometimes we had to wait long, like if the whole class was going up, or the whole school sometimes, because there used to be a bus. We'd have to go in the cable car, get in the bus in Shahajit to go Goose Bay for anything, for school. And so we might have to wait, and in the wintertime it was cold, so we'd had to be waiting outside. Plus it was scary and windy.
Were them days tough?
I guess they were. I think we were poorer than what people are today. And we didn't have as much stuff. Like, I remember getting my first pair of jeans, and I think it was the only pair I had until I was an adult. So we didn't get all the stuff like you guys have, but we weren't hungry. But we had to walk to school in the winter, and there was no such thing as a snow day. Never heard tell of a snow day in our days, and we walked to school. No buses. And I used to have to walk across the airstrip, no matter what kind of weather it was. Yeah, I'd have to walk there every day in the morning, then go home for dinner, and then come back at 1 o'clock, and then go back after school. So some things were tough. Huh? Never ever ate at school. No. We had recess. We'd eat at recess time. And we also had indoor and outdoor recesses. Do you still have that? Yeah? Yeah. But we used to have a bell, like this kind of a bell. And then on the wall would be a sign that said inside or outside or choice.
How do you like cutting, like doing the seal skin and stuff, like at the interpretation and stuff?
Yeah, I love doing it. And I've done it for a lot of years. And my grandma used to do it, and I used to watch her doing it. And when I was your age, and probably a little bit older, I didn't want to do it. And I didn't want to watch her do it. But I lived with her, so I had to. And as I got older, then I started liking doing it, and now I love doing it. So I do it at work, but I also do it at my house.
Why didn't you want to?
Well, I thought it was stinking and greasy and all that. I didn't find it very good because I was going out with my friends and there was seal grease all over our doorknobs and stuff like that in our house because my grandma was cleaning sealskins all the time. And I just found it gross.
Do you ever make stuff out of seal skin?
Yeah, I do. I make mitts and boots. Yeah.
I'd like to get a pair of sealskin mitts.
Yeah.
I hear they're really warm.
They are really warm.
You're going to need to make your own when you're a little older.
Yeah.
What was your first animal that you ever skinned?
That I ever skinned. I probably was a rabbit. I would say a rabbit or a partridge.
How have things changed?
How have things changed? Things have changed a lot. So when I was younger, we didn't have no phones, no iPads, no games, no nothing, as I was telling the group before. All of our games we played outside mostly, maybe a few inside. And so everything we did was we walked around, we walked to school. We didn't have no buses. We had a cable car, no bridge. Like, that's such a big question. How did things change? Changed. Mainly technology changed everything. That's the biggest change.
What's it like being old?
Oh, am I old? Who made up that question? That's not a very good question for me, guys. I don't think I'm very old. Being older, it's good. It's good being old because I get to do all kinds of different things than I used to be able to do. Even though some of it might be harder because I'm older, it's still better. So I'll say older, not old.
Is life still tough now?
Yeah, probably it is tougher now because there's so many different things going on in the world. Before, it used to be really simple. Didn't have to worry about Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or looking at see how many likes I got on things. It was straightforward and simple. If somebody liked me, they spoke to me, and if they didn't, they didn't. Yeah, so.
What's your favorite things to do to pass time now?
Well, I sew a lot. That's one thing I do. Plus, I go to my cabin in Mulligan a lot, and I fish. But my favorite things to do overall is ice fish and berry pick. Well, I like ice fishing because I like eating trout. Plus, I also like it out in the beauty, in the peace and quiet, where there's no vehicles. I mean, there might be a skidoo, and I like people, and I like being around people, but I also like being alone out in nature. And I like catching trout to eat, and I like berry picking so that I can make jam, and it's fun.
What do you think the future will be like?
That's scary. I think the future is scary, but I think it's okay, and I think it's going to be okay. I just think I wish and I hope that people will still do the things that I think most of you do, still go out fishing and hunting and learning traditional things. But I hope that I'm scared that some of the cultural stuff is going to die off, and I hope that you guys don't let it.
What are your hopes for what you'll do in the future?
What I will do, my hopes for the future is to spend as much time down Mulligan to my cabin as I can. But I also like being around people and younger people like you guys. So I hope that you'll continue to want to learn about things, about the olden days and stuff, because I think that's important. So that's a hope for me, that you guys continue to learn about our culture and our heritage and our traditions. But for me, I just want to be living them.
What do you think about the future of Northwest River?
I think right now it's pretty good. And I think it's probably going to get better, because I hear there's some more things going to be, like there's more housing and more people wanting to live here. The only thing that I find bad now, I was telling the other group, was that we didn't have a bridge. We used to have a cable car before, and so we didn't go Goose Bay very often, hardly ever, maybe once every couple of weeks or once a month, because we were all kind of stuck here because we didn't have vehicles. Most of us didn't. So we were stuck here all together. So we did more things in the community. Like I see the rink being active, but it was really active when I was younger, because we didn't go Goose Bay or anywhere else to the arenas or to do anything, because we had to do it here in Northwest River. I don't know what the question was now. Was it?
What do you think the future?
Yes, so the future, I think it's good. I think it's going to be a good future. Like I said, I think people are, people still want to live here. I think the younger generation is still planning to live here as long as there's housing, and I think that, I think it's good. It has a good future.
What would help Northwest River in the future?
What would help Northwest River? I think maybe if we had a little bit more economic development, like if maybe we had some more places to rent for people, maybe a couple more businesses. I don't know. That's all I can think of.
What is your life advice?
My life advice. Holy God, some hard questions you're asking. I think as this day and age, there's so many opportunities for you that you should do whatever you want to do, and not think about if you can or can't do it. Think about you can do it, because there's so many opportunities and so much support out there to do harder things. I mean, you can all get a good education, and you just follow your dreams and do the best you can at whatever you want to do.
What is your advice for people wanting to become knowledge holders and working at Interpretation Centre?
Yeah. Well, I think that to do what you're doing, because you all come up to the Interpretation Centre, and you see and keep going up there and keep going to the Heritage Museum. One thing I think that I would probably have done more of if I had a chance was talk and ask my grandparents questions and ask the older people in the community questions, even if you're shy. Just go ahead and do it, because even though I live with my grandparents, there's so many things now that I still wish I would have asked her. So I think that's one of the most important things to do, is to ask those people questions and keep coming to the Interpretation Centre.
What is your advice for getting through tough times?
I just think that you need to think about that it's going to pass, whatever it is, because in life there's going to be tough times. And just remember, in the end, you got friends and family and lots of different opportunities for people outside of your friends and family these days to reach out to. Just realize that it's going to pass, and to talk about it, and to not keep things bottled up.
What is your advice for people learning Inuit?
Learning Inuktitut?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still learning Inuktitut. I know a few words, and was it this group that called me old? Was it? It was the other group, was it? So I'm old, or older, kind of old, and I'm still learning Inuktitut. But I think no matter how old you are and how hard it is for Inuktitut or Inuimun, that you should try to learn it every opportunity that you get.
What is the key to happiness?
Oh, jeez. The key to happiness, I think, is doing things you enjoy doing. The key to happiness. Try to be positive. Try to do things that you enjoy and make big efforts into finding happiness. Make an effort. I find happiness being around my family, being at my cabin, sewing, ice fishing, berry picking, being around people. That's where I find happiness.
What is the secret to living on the land?
I think the number one thing is to respect the land. That's probably the main thing. And that use everything that you harvest. So if you're killing partridges or rabbits or whatever it is, make sure you use it and don't waste it or throw it away. And if you don't eat it, you can share it. I think sharing is important for the stuff that you get. Share it, respect it, and use it.
What do we say at the very end of it?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You've been listening to Labrador Legacy.
Thank you to Arts NL, ArtsSmarts, for funding this program.
We are Rogan,
Owen,
Curtis,
Nixon,
Misha,
Caden,
Braylon,
Xavier,
Cody,
Darius,
Noah,
Maddox.
at Lake Melville School.
Thank you for listening.
please check out our other episodes of Labrador Legacy.